Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all very much for coming indeed. My name is Jonathan Bowers. I'm the Managing Director at UKFast, so I get the honour of welcoming you to the venue today. We've been working as a partner with Gateway 3D for quite a long time, and we designed this space here in our offices around the idea that we wanted to learn as much from the brightest, fastest growing, most exciting developments in technology and digital that are happening. And so this space is pretty much open to anybody who's running something that explores and pushes the boundaries of digital and technology. So when Andrew actually called us up and said he was thinking of doing the event, we kind of bit his hand off to get him to do it here, because it fitted so well not only with working with partners, but with the kind of things that we want to explore more. And this industry that I assume you guys are either in or are looking at getting in or involved on the fringes of, mass personalization is one of the most exciting areas in digital right now. We have this very privileged viewpoint at UKFast. For those who don't know, we're an internet hosting provider, so we look after the online fortunes of many, many businesses, from the smallest up to the largest. We help them make sure they're online with their websites 24/7, their emails are working all the time, and their online applications and systems, etc., are all working. And through that, we have this incredible view of what's happening online. And it gives us this infrastructure, this kind of environment that shows us a microcosm of what's happening in the British economy. And it's really exciting to look at where the traffic is happening and what different things people are doing. And mass personalization and businesses like Gateway 3D, to see the amount of traffic and the boom that's happening, you get to see which businesses really are on the up. And this is an industry that's attracting big players as well. We're talking to lots of big players about mass personalization, and so it's a really exciting place to be, and a place that we're determined to learn more about, hence the camera over there in the corner. So I won't talk for long at all. I'm going to hand you over now to Andrew, because everybody in here, no matter what your level of knowledge on this subject is going to go away with some real take-home knowledge today. So I hope you have a great evening. Thank you very much for coming, and enjoy it. Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Jonathan. Welcome to Create, Sell, Print. We put this event together really because the world of mass customization is growing fast, and there doesn't really seem to be any shows or events yet that focus on the whole bit. So I'm going to take you through a quick tour of the marketplace, what's happening, and kind of what's exciting for me to see is there's lots of the main players in the market in the room today. So hopefully we've also got 45 minutes at the end after the presentation, which will last about 40 minutes, when you get a chance to also talk some more about products and businesses. So thank you for that. You also should have all got, on the way in, a copy of a white paper we put together trying to explain the market in more detail, because we think it's a bit jargonistic, some of the terms that we use and we're used to. So if you haven't got one, please grab one on the way out, and it will hopefully tell you a little bit more about the market. So, the world is changing. You probably all know these brands. Uber, the largest taxi company in the world, owns no taxis. Facebook, the biggest content provider, creates no content. Alibaba, the biggest retailer, has no stock. Airbnb, the biggest accommodation network, owns no premises. And we've sneakily put ourselves on the bottom here. At Gateway 3D, we aim to become the largest customizer in the world, but own no printing presses or no equipment or no product. So we kind of think there's a pattern developing out there for putting people together. And that's what Gateway is all about. Now, welcome to the world of mass customization. It's a term that I hear bandied around a lot now. And in essence, most of you in the room, certainly the people on the outside of the room, have become specialists in making it as easy to produce a batch of one as a batch of 100. So the pricing is coming down for a batch of one, because your production is set up to make it more efficient. So that's what mass customization is about. And we've put together a little video to explain how it works for us at Gateway. So it's just about a minute and a half's video, which I'd like to play for you now.
People want to create unique and personalised gifts. Companies want to add their brand to products. Designers want to showcase their work in different ways, and teams and organisations want to celebrate who they are. This is known as mass customisation. At Gateway 3D, we make this possible by enabling suppliers to upload their products to our custom product platform and configure them online personalisation. Options include customizable text, image upload, and color or texture changes. Whatever the product, CPP can make it customizable online. Once set up, products can be easily added to your website, mobile app, in-store kiosk, or social media page using one of our many product personalization apps. After your customer has made their customized product online, our order management system takes over and delivers production-ready artwork to a printer or decorator of your choice, and even lets the customer know when the order is on the way. Every day around the world, thousands of orders are being processed using our industry-leading toolset and supply network. From personalised greetings cards and engraved gifts through to customised clothing and workwear. Our product personalisation apps enable you to create the products that your customers want and help your business deliver mass customisation profitably. Gateway 3D. Create, sell, print.
Now, hope some of you recognise your products in the video, and also some budding actors in our team around the room. Well, we hope that kind of explains the essence of the market and what we're trying to achieve with Gateway. So what I wanted to take you through is some factors that are driving the marketplace. So printing technology is driving the marketplace. We get more and more sophisticated printers every day that make it easier to print on different substrates. And you'll see outside and in other partners that we have, there really isn't virtually anything that you can't personalise nowadays. I don't know if any of you came here expecting to see personalised luggage or tents, but that's really just the tip of the iceberg. There'll be other products that you'll see and we'll mention later in the presentation. So printing technology is pushing the market. E-commerce is pushing the market. I was talking to some people earlier, and obviously with e-commerce, you go onto a website, you order something, and it arrives in the post. It doesn't matter to you as a consumer whether that's in stock or printed on demand. So the concept of e-commerce makes it very easy to sell personalised products. Cultural factors. In a world where lots of things look the same, you walk down every high street and every high street looks the same, it's great now to be able to create your own products. And all of you are welcome to our new office where we've personalised our carpets, personalised our walls. So we now have a really unique space. And I guess, here is a good example of UKFast appearing on the walls. So there is a drive. It used to be, and I don't want to be stoned or anything at this point, but it used to be that personalised products were a bit tat. I can remember years ago the Duchess of York had a handbag with her kids on it, and everyone said, oh my God, how tacky. But personalised products have come a long way now, and they really are just an expression of what you do, and we'll talk about the market sectors in a moment. You've also got fashion now driving things. With people's sophistication to take more photos and more apps to create funky designs on things, to be able to upload those to clothing and products is really driving what people want to personalise. So it's what we call, and I promise not to use too much more jargon, a disruptive technology. Because basically, mass customisation changes the way markets work. Who here knows of Moonpig? Moonpig have changed the way the greetings card market works. It was interesting to see the founder make his debut on Dragon's Den on Sunday night. But clearly a bright guy who had found a way to use personalisation to change a marketplace. And there's no doubt, Moonpig's success was a contributor to other people in that industry going bust. So they've changed the market, and mass customization is going to change more and more markets. Some of the folks in the room that we'll talk about, I know have changed markets like uniforms, where they now can produce one as effectively as a batch. So the whole school uniform market has changed. E-commerce is becoming the preferred choice for some consumers stroke markets. I saw a bit of research the other day from Forrester, a respected research organisation, that said something like 75% of B2B buyers would prefer to buy from a website than a salesman. Now, that's shocking if you spent your career as a salesman, but actually the world is changing and you have to move with those changes. And organisations that don't adopt it will suffer. So this isn't just a B2C technology, it's also a B2B technology. Mass customization changes the products available to the customer. If you took the example now, and mass customization doesn't have to be about the customer uploading their own images. If you took an example of you're a designer and you'd created 1,000 different designs for your products, how expensive would it be to have each of those 1,000 designs printed and put on a range of t-shirts in a range of sizes? It's almost uneconomic. That's why you used to have limited ranges. Now, with mass customization, you can do print on demand. So it's not just about what the customer puts on a garment, it's what about you, the supplier, puts on a garment. We'll talk a little bit later about businesses like Zazzle and Cafe Press. They are entirely driven by print on demand rather than customers customizing their own products. And creating new markets and changing routes to market is certainly things that mass customization will do. It used to be you'd go and buy your furniture in a furniture shop. Now you could customize your furniture online and it would be made to order. All of these things are possible, and these are all the sort of things we're looking to enable. It's not just about the popular markets like printing on mugs or phone cases. As you can see, it's changing. Lots more things can be customized. So let's just take a quick walk through what are the current market sectors. And I do stress current because obviously they will change. So fashion and footwear. Has everybody seen the Nike and Adidas sites now where you can build your own trainers for about €90? So they have built factories in Europe just to build custom footwear. There's people here today around the outside that will build individual clothing, fashion clothing. You can design and make your own t-shirt. And it doesn't have to be just a transfer print on a t-shirt. It can be a nice sublimation on a high-performance textile. So fashion is a sector that's growing very fast. Then you've got what I would call photo gifts and products. And we are lucky enough to have some of the biggest photo gift suppliers in the UK now. And their business has transformed. If you think there used to be a huge industry printing films from your camera. Now, actually, all of these companies, since the film went, have grown because they've become producers of other products. So they've evolved. And you actually find the photo gift market is growing fast. So actually, instead of people not printing photos anymore, they're just printing photos on different things, different markets. The photo book is a good example of innovation in that market. Then you've got the personalised gifts market. And all of these markets, I've just put a percentage of what I think, I'm guesstimating, and it is a guesstimate, that the UK mass customisation market is worth about £10 billion. So then you take a percentage of what these are worth, and there could be crossover between personalised, but the personalised market is, the Moonpigs, the Getting Personals, etc., who are selling personalised gifts. Then you've got, this is probably the fastest growing sector now, the home decor sector. And you may not want a bit of wallpaper with your ugly mug leering out at you, but lots of people love the concept now of creating their home decor. So you could create a piece of wallpaper, you could create the cushions, you could create the light, you could create all of those things. In our office, we've created the carpet. So all of those things, the home decor market is predicted to grow 100% on year. So that's a market that's very interesting to look at. Those of you in the market, cushions have been selling fantastically for the last 12 months. Then we look at artists and designers, and that market is really driven by the Zazzles, the Cafe Press, the Red Bubbles, where artists and designers upload their imagery and then they're sold on lots of different products. So that's just a different canvas for people. So it allows small artists and designers to sell their product. And obviously that could cross over into home decor. It could cross over into photo gifts. Then you've got licensed print on demand. So that's when maybe you have a brand like Marvel Comics or Ben 10 or something. They license their brand to be printed on duvet covers, greetings cards, whatever you mean. But that football clubs use it in the sporting arena. Big brands are using it as well. So licensed print on demand works. You've got greetings cards and calendars, which I've kind of talked about already. Trophies and awards is a kind of niche sector that every town used to have its own trophy shop. And that now is pushing more online as people find more interesting trophies and awards to do. Clubs and charity products. This is one that I think is set to grow massively in the UK. I don't know, have people heard of companies like Teespring? Or there's one just launched in the UK now, T-Boom. And in essence, they allow you to, if you, say, had your local cub pack and you wanted a new roof, you get all the cubs to do a drawing, and then you put them on a T-shirt, upload it, and then the parents buy them. There's actually a company in the UK, and I don't think they're here, so they won't shoot me for giving their business secrets, but they do £1 million turnover a year on tea towels for schools. So you imagine that one niche and just times it by all the different creative niches you could find. And ultimately, within this room and the wider industry, you've got all the suppliers to fulfill those products. Clubs, organisations, teamwear, big areas. Printwear, sportswear, workwear. Promotional products. It's my background, if you like. I started off in the promotional products industry. But when I look at it compared to the whole industry, it's quite backward, the promotional products industry. It's fighting technology at the moment. But in the US, something like 30% of all promotional products are now sold online. And within the next 3 years, they reckon it will be 50%. So it's an interesting, changing market. The sign industry is moving. Well, it actually isn't moving that well online because I wanted some signs for our new office, and I couldn't get them online. I had to go through an old-fashioned process for me. So that's one I'll be looking at strongly. And web to print is huge. We will talk a little bit about people like Vistaprint, who have changed the way we bought print. You know, they're a £1.5 billion organisation based on orders other people didn't want. And finally, corporate incentives and awards, a bit related to trophies. But as you can see, and more market sectors will join that list. So how's the market changing? This is a quote from a guy we're following now. Basically, people like Vistaprint are looking at industries that have a setup charge because they believe you can eliminate all setup charges. That's their philosophy. Statistics tell us that if you offer a preview online, you're 60% more likely to get a conversion. So you've got to have online preview. And finally, mass customization. Hopefully you've seen there's two interesting stands as you came in, the Case Station and Creation Express, where they've taken the online concept and move it into a retail environment. So it's moving back the other way as well. Who are the movers and shakers? I guess most of these names are familiar to most of you, but these are all companies. I often get asked who is making money out of these products. These are the people that we aspire to. You know, there's billions of pounds of turnover in that circle. Little bit about Gateway. I won't go on for it too long. Just so you know, it was formed by myself in 2012 by merging a web development company and our sort of 3D imaging. And if you want to see that, the guys are showing the scanner afterwards. We had investment from our venture capital partners in 2013, AXM, and we launched what we call the custom product platform, which enables you to customize any product in 2013. The first international orders started coming last year, and we launched our full sort of workflow into other people's systems last year. Magento extension came out last year for the world's leading e-commerce, and we've since teamed up with partners who are here today, who can do WooCommerce extensions, who can do Shopify extensions, and our API enables technology to be moved into anything. In 2014, Daniel joined us, who heads up our international and European team, who will be briefly presenting something for us later on. And I've already mentioned the Shopify things, I've got it in the wrong order. And then additional investment came in from AXM at the beginning of this year to enable us to push on to the US. So we're pleased to have been joined one day ago by Alistair. Alistair's here somewhere. Alistair, wave at the back. Thank you. So Alistair has joined us to head up our US operation. And we have new teams and new premises in place for a complete relaunch, and this is the start of the relaunch, really. So there are nearly 100,000 products in our platform now that can be customized. And basically there are more than 10,000 products as a retailer that you could take and put on your site tomorrow. We're averaging thousands of orders every day. It depends on the time of year, but it's never less than 1,000 or 2, even in quiet times of year like now. So there is traction moving through our platform. And everything we built is for capacity. I shouldn't have put a pound sign there. There are 100,000 orders a day is what we're targeting this Christmas through the platform. So that's a little bit about Gateway 3D. Our business model is pretty simple. We enable you as suppliers or retailers to set up products, or if you don't want to do it, we'll do it for you. Those products can then be embedded on any website or kiosk. And at the end, we pass a production file to the production people that can be used to produce the product. It's as simple as that. That's why we call it Create, Sell, Print. And we make it easier for retailers to add products. We provide opportunities for entrepreneurs to create businesses. And we enable suppliers, a bit controversial, but people are doing it, like Vistaprint, to go direct to markets. We work with partners, only really making money if they make money. So our model is, if you're successful, we're successful. If you fail, we fail. So we actually care passionately about the business. How we add value, and I'm not going to make this a long speech. We're pushing, we're market leaders. We have more features in our software than anybody else on the planet at the moment. And we want to integrate it and enable it with as many people as possible. If you think about it, in a recent interview with Vistaprint, they've got 400 people in their IT department. So unless any of you can afford to have 400 people in your IT department, we need to work together to drive the market. That's how we do it. We have the advantage over, I guess, people like Vista. We don't have 400 people. We've got about 25. But we don't have to feed a single supplier. We want to work with as many people in the market as possible. We provide a robust framework, and we build personalization tools. So that's how we add value. And we are really working in all the categories that we've mentioned earlier. And we're lucky enough to have some best-in-class suppliers that we're working with. This is by no means an exhaustive list, and apologies if you're here and I've missed you off the list. We also have this principle that we can't be best at everything. So what we do is personalization tools and workflow, and we work with people like CADlink that supply RIP software for most of the digital printers in the world. We work with people like Wilcom, who are here today and can demonstrate embroidery techniques. We work with UKFast, we're working with Magento, we use Amazon Web Services for storage, We've just integrated with a new service called Parcelbright that integrates with all the main UK couriers and saves you money. We work with ShipStation in the States that do the same thing. We work with the Royal Mail. We work with WooCommerce. We work with Shopify. So in essence, we want to work with technology partners. I'm going to pass you on now to Daniel, who's just going to explain a little bit about our international strategy. So, welcome, Daniel.
Thank you. Hello, guys. I'm the German guy, so I do the German office together with Tobias over there, I guess, over there. And yeah, we are responsible for the market in Europe. And I joined Gateway last year in October, when I remember right. And why did I do it? Because I love really unique, personalized products, and I love it even more to let people create them. Yeah, and as Europe is big, we need some really good partners, and we found them. So we just started Gateway through the US with Alistair, and we mentioned before. We have a partner in the US at the moment. We will push a little bit together with Alistair, iPersonalize. And we found some great partners in the Benelux, in Holland, with Roy from Promidata and Erwin. And we have Jose over here today, where you are. Over there. And he is doing our market in Spain and Portugal. And we have Guillaume, where you are, over here, doing the market in France for us. So we want to enable all these guys to create amazing products, to make them use our software. And this is why we need excellent partners on this. Thank you for now. Andrew, pass you over.
Thank you, Daniel. And we mentioned a few of our partners here today also have international fulfillment facilities, so they're not just fulfilling in one country. We're all about amazing products. We like seeing personalised products. We're all passionate about them. So our aim is basically to engage and enable the personalisation of any product. This is now possible as the production technologies have moved on, and we want to sign up and work with the most innovative people. There are so many exciting new lines out there, which I'll come on to into a minute. The home decor market, we've already mentioned, is seeing massive growth. And ultimately, most production-related companies can integrate with our technology, because the whole point of mass customization is to use technology to make things affordable. So these are some of the unique and exciting products. I think most people have had a look at the TP out there. I'm loving wallpaper, things like that. We've got deck chairs, adult studio chairs. IDT have been doing the full sublimation sunglasses, full sublimation clothing, where the clothing is actually printed on a roll, cut out and stitched together. And you've got also uniform products, so we've got people like Peer Sportswear doing that. We've got Slick Stitch, able to produce one item of embroidery for the same price as 100 items of embroidery. There are lots of exciting and unique things happening out there. And I unashamedly stole this from Vistaprint. Our mission is to eliminate the minimum order quantity. We want to get rid of it. And this was interesting. I think a couple of you were at the BPMA, the British Promotional Conference last week. And these are true facts. 90% of businesses in the UK are micro businesses. So are not going to buy a run of 72 mugs. So if you were in the promotional products trade, you actually only have 10% of the market to go at. So 90% of the market you're missing. And the way the guys describe this is by eliminating business minimum orders, you can expand your marketplace, but you also turn the product into a B2C product. So instead of having the local hairdressers having to buy 72 mugs, which they'll never do, they'll buy 5. Or they might buy some for their favourite customers. Or the mug, like it has done, has become a personalised product and is sold in ones, in thousands and thousands. And Vistaprint probably do more mugs than the whole promotional trade put together. This means you can find new applications and markets for products. So that's really about the creativity of everybody in this room. All of a sudden, you've changed the way products can be done. It also means in an online world, and those of you that analyse your online sales, and this was something that Vista told us last week, they introduced a site with minimum orders to start with, and they were getting conversion rates of 5%. They then went to no minimum on products, and their conversion rates moved up to 50% because the people on the page could order what they wanted. So eliminating minimum orders is one of our missions. Coming really content and design sells, just look at Zazzle and Cafe Press. I guess the clever thing about them, like Facebook, they don't really have their own content. Other people upload the content. But one of the keys to selling personalized or mass customized products is getting good licensing on board. It's not the only option, but it's one of the easier options. So content drives you traffic as well. If I'm into Ben 10, then it's quite easy, isn't it, for me to search Ben 10 gifts on the internet for my kids. And the right sort of things will come up. And I guess print on demand, in my mind, has even more potential than personalized. Don't just think it's about personalized. Because print on demand has the ability to reduce everybody's inventory. And what does everybody want in retail? Isn't it great to have a site with 1,000 products and no stock? More than possible. So finally, just a little bit about the way we work. We're all wearing different coloured shirts today, the team from Gateway. And we've learnt a few lessons over the last 2 years in trying to pioneer this market. So architects are quite shy by their nature, so we haven't got many of our architects here today, the people that build our software, but they're in yellow. Creators are the guys that help you create products. They're our red team. Us green lot are meant to be responsible for explaining the model and how you can use it. And the team that are responsible for helping our customers roll it out are in blue. It's sort of a greeny blue if you're a bit colourblind like me. So, and then we have the organisers in purple, who are the team that help keep us all on track and organisers. So that's how we've restructured our business now to help you. Now, in a minute, unfortunately, we were going to be joined live by Your Surprise from the Netherlands, but unfortunately he had a last-minute hitch in getting here, so he's going to join us by Skype in a minute. So it will be a little bit of an experiment, and Your Surprise, if you like, are the getting personal of the Dutch market. They've been very successful in selling promotional products, and he's going to tell us a little bit about how they've achieved stuff in the last few years. So I guess I don't really want to dwell too much on the Gateway advantage, but these are 15 reasons why we can do a good job with personalized products now. So, Daniel, if you could connect us up. We will try an experiment and contact the Netherlands. Hello? Can you hear us?
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, it's good. So we go out.
Great. Sorry, first of all, sorry for not being able to attend tonight. I was really busy and I've already booked my flights, but I wasn't able to come, so sorry for that. Daniel asked me to give a really short presentation on what we do at Your Surprise. Your Surprise is a personalized gift company founded 10 years ago by me and my companion and a longtime friend. At that time we had the age of 25 and we really started in the typical basement. So no initial investment, no initial funds, really low profile. And we started with a personalized product, which was a surprise song. And we had the idea that online
Is that back on? It looks a little bit like he's got some internet connection problems his end. So unfortunately, it looks like Wouter won't be able to join us today. I guess we'll get some more information. Your Surprise has been a phenomenal success in Europe. And they're personalising over 1,500 gifts per day at the moment in all sorts of things. I think 80% of what they do is actually in-house, so the quote there is 80%. And I guess I don't know a ton about Your Surprise, so I'm probably not the best person to present. So apologies we haven't been able to bring you that one. I think instead of sitting here in embarrassed silence for a while, we will conclude the presentation for today. Hopefully you've found that of interest about the mass customization market. We're going till 7 o'clock outside, so the bar is back open when you go back out. By all means, move around, meet people, and come and ask us questions. Any of us wearing a coloured polo shirt is happy to help, and us green ones should be able to point you in the right direction. So thank you for your time today, and hopefully you found that a useful event.